Hi everyone, I'm Jack from Fantasy Can, and welcome to Week 13's episode of Thot. Week 12 was an excellent week of football. There were a lot of great games, a lot of really interesting scores, and a lot of big amounts of fantasy points coming in all over across the board. So in this video, we're going to be looking at a couple people who had some big weeks, and I'm going to tell you whether or not they're going to be hot or they're thots. For those of you who don't know, a person who is hot is someone who is going to be good right now. You can ride off pretty much for the rest of the season. Someone who is a thot is someone who is going to be inconsistent. They're going to put up some good games and some really bad ones. You know, maybe you'll put them in for a spot start, and maybe it'll work out for you. But next thing you know, you're doing it over again, and everything's going to hell. So I want to tell you which ones you got to stay away from. So to start off, I want to talk about the Ravens running back, Gus Edwards. Edwards put up 2 big weeks back-to-back, and with him and Lamar Jackson both kind of coming together and the Ravens looking really good, I don't see why they would stop feeding him the ball. He's done a great job for the past 2 weeks of getting a lot of yards off the carries he's given, and he looks fantastic. At least right now, he's a part of the reason that the Ravens offense is working, so they're going to keep him in there. I can guarantee you that much. So I think that he will be good pretty much for the rest of the year unless if something pops up. So this next person I'm thinking about a lot, and that's David Moore on the Seahawks. So number 83 has been kind of weird. You look at what he's put up, and he's had a couple of really good weeks, about 4 of them where he's put up around double-digit points, which is looking great, especially for how young he is. You start to look at, is the Seahawks passing game, and Russell Wilson isn't the most consistent with his targets. So because of that, he's had a couple games where he hasn't put up a whole hell of a lot of points, really at all, ranging anywhere between to 1 to 5. But last week he had a pretty good week, and he looked good. But I'm here to say that I don't think that you should really mess with him too much. I don't think that he is going to be consistent for you. I think he is a thot. I don't think that you should be messing around with David Moore too much more. So here's the name of a guy who should have been on there a long time ago. That's Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has been putting up a lot of points recently, just in general, not fantasy points, but he has been doing that too. The Browns have been a really explosive offense all of a sudden, and it's starting to look like more and more of those people are fantasy valuable. Except, of course, for Jarvis Landry for, absolutely no fucking reason. But Baker Mayfield is one of the hottest quarterbacks right now, and if you have him, there's a good chance that you can make it pretty far in the playoffs. Next person I want to talk about is Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake has been one of the most inconsistent fantasy running backs that we've had in a long time. He's had a lot of great games where he's put up a lot of points, and he's had a lot of really bad games where he's put up next to nothing. And for some reason, we can never get any type of consistency whatsoever. He's very clearly talented enough to do it the majority of the time, but whether or not he gets the opportunities, well, that's up to the Finns. It's a real shame to watch this happen for Kenyon Drake, but for right now, I'm calling him a thot, and there's no way that you'd see him on any of my fantasy teams, and definitely not starting. Last person to talk about is Stephon Diggs, and he has been hot as hell the past couple of weeks. He's just had around 3 or 4 big games in a row, and there's nothing that seems to be getting in his way whatsoever. He's starting to prove that he's the better receiver out of the duo that's up in Minnesota, and he's starting to take over, and Kirk Cousins is realizing this as well. Diggs is being used a lot more because he should have been used a lot more earlier. I like Diggs a lot for the rest of the season, and I think he's going to be a high wide receiver 1. Well, that does us here for Fantasy Can. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share this video with your friends. Please remember to check out our website. We have articles up on there, and follow us on social media. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck this week.